YouTube, huh? December 23, one day before Christmas, and still no peace inside of the Ukraine. I had to think about World War I and Christmas in World War I, when both sides, the soldiers, mind you, not their leadership, when both sides, the soldiers, decided to have a cease of fire. And they joined each other even in football between the trenches. And just goes to show you that some of them were even punished in certain ways for being a deserter or a collaborator with the enemy when they spent one night peaceful with Christmas. So that goes to show how your leadership thinks about you. But no peace inside for those men in the trenches in the Ukraine. And that's kind of sad. And now we have the next escalation, specific from the Netherlands, from this traitor Mark Rutte. Yes, I called you a traitor. I will keep calling you a traitor forever and ever. You and Balkenende are the two worst traitors in Dutch history. Absolutely. And now you quickly want to pass those F-16s to the Ukraine. And we all know they will not be stationed in the Ukraine, either in Poland or in Romania. And most likely in Romania. Why? Because Mark Rutte set up a F-16 training facility in Romania that also accepts Ukrainians. What does that tell you? That news, that it also accepts Ukrainians. That tells you that most likely, like 99.999% sure, those F-16s will not be piloted by Ukrainians, but by pilots of NATO. For fuck's sure. And that's an act of war. And the Russians made it very clear that wherever these planes take off and land is a legitimate target, regardless if it is in Romania or any NATO country. And I agree with them. We are already stretching the boundaries of what is considered an act of war. Thank God that the Russians keep stretching that boundary for us, European people, because we, European people, I bet you out there, like me, do not want to go to war with Russia. No, we just want to live our lives peaceful. We do not want to have a disrupted economy. We do not want our social life disrupted. We just want peace. Or at least I hope so, that you out there are like me. You want peace. And you should be then grateful to the Russians that they keep stretching, the definitions of what could be considered an act of war with all the support that we give to the Ukraine. So yes, I'm grateful to them. That doesn't mean that I agree with the things going on in the Ukraine or disagree. It just means I'm very happy that we didn't end up yet in a full-blown war. But this escalation right now with the F-16s, not so much the delivery of the fucking F-16s, just like any other airplane, it can be shot down, just like any other tank, it can burn. The problem will be if they take off from Romania. Will Romania then commit an act of war? In my opinion, they will, if they allow this to happen. And would that be very, very, very dangerous? Yes, that would be very, very, very dangerous. But you can't claim afterwards, like Article 5, unprovoked. That's my opinion, as a former professional soldier in NATO. You cannot claim then it's unprovoked, self-inflicted. But again, I don't think the Romanian people would like to go to war with Russia. Maybe some of those gung-ho fucking moron idiots who go as a volunteer to the Ukraine think, yeah, let's go. But I bet your fucking ass they will not keep on the gloves with Romania or Poland, especially Poland. They will not keep on gloves, because what they do in the Ukraine right now is not a full-blown war. And the second that NATO launches an F-16 from NATO territory to attack Russian territory, or whatever the Russian deem to be their territory to defend, that's the moment that NATO declared war on Russia openly. Let that sink in. And I bet your ass that the response will be those very super hypersonic fast missiles. That airfield will be gone 5 minutes after launch. Then bring it on. The nuclear capabilities of Russia are much greater than us. And don't forget, the USA, who wants this conflict to be fought out ever since 100 years now, this conflict to be fought out in Europe at the expense of Europeans. So Europe can never rival the USA. That's the sad truth. It's just the sad truth. And you, Romania or Poland, you will be used like a whore. Like a whore. They will pimp you out. The Netherlands does the same. Don't you notice? Romania, they set it up in your country, not in Holland. No. In your country. Why? Because you're closer to the Ukraine? Doesn't that make it more dangerous to have it close to the Ukraine instead of far? The backside at the North Sea, away from Russia? Logic would dictate that would make more sense, right? They trained so many Ukrainians in Holland and they were so fucking proud about that fact. Then why do they set you up now with the F-16s, Romania? Think about that. Yeah. This man, Emil Kosman, a Romanian who lives in the USA, he is totally right in his assessment that it will be NATO pilots flying, and that most likely they will take off from Poland or Romania. Well, I would say bring it on. I live here now in Romania. It's my new home since 5 years. And I knew, believe me or not, that I'm here with a reason. And yes, that reason is connected to the fucking Ukrainian situation. Among others. I predicted already in February what will happen in the future in the Ukraine, that they are losing, which they are, and that pretty soon we will see an attack from the north, and they will take Odessa from the south. And then they will cut pretty much along the Dnieper the Ukraine in half. Cut it off, depending on the negotiations, cut it off from the Black Sea. And in my assessment, they will allow, which was kind of confirmed a week ago by Putin, they would even allow Poland to take all territories back, and Hungary and Romania as well. I said in February, if I was a Russian diplomat and I wanted to fuck over the whole NATO dream of having, dominance over the Black Sea, I would do it as follows. I cut off Odessa. I make a deal with Moldova, they keep neutral, but in exchange they get Bessarabia back. I would build them a lovely, ultra-modern port together with the Chinese. So their economy can get a boost, and bye-bye this bastion of NATO. I would keep Odessa, Zaporozhye, Kherson, Lugansk, etc. And in between the rest that Poland would take, and what I would control as Russia will be a neutral no man's land. Like for decades to come. That's what I would do if I was Russia. I would obliterate the Ukraine into nothing else than a little province, landlocked and totally dependent on the Poles, and on me, Russia. That's what I would do. Let's see if the Benderites then take it out on the Poles, which they hate also. Right? Let's see if the Benderites will spread out through the rest of Europe. That will be for fucking guaranteed happen. And I would just wait as Russia, being Russia, I would just wait and see how Project Ukraine becomes the final nail on the coffin of the EU. And after that, if I was Russia, when the European people finally woke up to the fact how they have been betrayed by the USA and kick out the USA, and finally, after hundreds of years, fight their own battle of independence and become a republic, a la America that you so much admire, then I would come as Russia to the Europeans and help them to rebuild and make very close ties. Very close ties. Let's see how long the dominance of the USA will last if Europe and Russia unites. Hey, a man can dream during Christmas, right? That would be a great Christmas present. Europe, a republic, armed population, then you never have to fear the Russians, right? All part of the army. And Europe and Russia, best buddies instead of Europe subservient to the USA. I hope you all have a blessed Christmas. Have a nice day.